Hi everybody, it is Kennedy. This is my second video here on YouTube. So this video, by the title, I will be telling my reasonings and why I decided to quit basketball. Disclaimer, before I start the video, no way, shape, or form am I telling anybody to not play a sport. Play a sport if that's what you want to do. Obviously, this is my experience and what I dealt with and everything that happened to me while playing. But of course, I always encourage people to go out and do things for yourself and find out things for yourself. Excuse the lighting. I'm trying to make it better. I have the ring light with me, but this ring light does not want me to be great. I don't know what's wrong with it. But hopefully with each video, we will try our best to do better with editing and lighting, because right now it's actually a little bit later. I'm looking at my phone. I'm on my phone. I think it's like 8:30ish right now recording this. Maybe close to 8:30. I've been at work today. So just excuse all of that as we try to get through this video and put out this content. Alrighty. So, I went ahead and pretty much wrote down everything that I want to talk about. So this is everything that I want to kind of cover on this video. So let's go ahead and talk about, so I started playing basketball when I was about, like on a team, I guess you can say I started playing basketball when I was about 12 or 13. So I don't know how middle schools work now. Maybe they're different, but I know the middle school that I went to, you weren't able to try out for the team until your 7th grade year. So 6th grade year, I couldn't play. And then 7th grade year is when I actually started playing. I played for my middle school there, and then we ended up moving to the city of Atlanta. And with that, I'm trying to think. With that one, I played there for my last year, 8th grade year. And then I played for my high school all 4 years. And then, well, actually, I got into volleyball during my 7th grade year. So my first year playing basketball, I did volleyball and basketball. 8th grade year, I wasn't able to do volleyball because the middle school that I went to, they didn't have a volleyball team. And then I did all 4 years of high school, I did volleyball. So I will say the first year of high school, I couldn't stand volleyball. But I will say as the years went on, I actually really started to enjoy it. And a part of me like now looks back and thinks to myself, should I have taken volleyball as seriously as I took basketball? That's how I kind of always think about it, but you know, whatever. That's in the past. Can't worry about that. So like I said, if you see me looking down, I'm just looking at this piece of paper. Because I wrote stuff down that I kind of wanted to go through in this video. Let's see. So, like I said, I played for at least 10 plus years. I've played on various teams. I played for 2 middle school teams. I played for 1 high school team. I played for about 2 different AAU teams. And 2 different AAU teams. I then played for 2 different college teams. So, yes, I played for quite a few teams. So, the good and the bad times that I had with basketball, I guess we'll start with the goods and then or should we start with the bad? It doesn't really matter. So, the good times that I can personally say that I had with basketball was meeting the people that I've met and having those solid friendships and relationships that I still have to this day. Being able to not worry about paying for school. Basketball gave me the opportunity where my parents had to pay a dime for me to go to school. So I went to school scot-free, okay? Let's see what else. Being able to be around people that were like me, I think was also a good thing for me. It also kind of boosted my confidence because I was seeing other women or girls that looked like me, that were my height or close to my height. So it made me feel so like I was the only tallest person in the world. Because sometimes I think I kind of felt like that sometimes because I was so tall. So sometimes it made me think, okay, you're the tallest person or the tallest woman in the world. But being around other athletes really helped me understand that I wasn't the tallest person, obviously, in the world. I also really had just good coaches a lot of the times. I'm not saying all my coaches were good because they weren't, but I had some coaches that were actually really good. For some reason though, I feel like I did better with male coaches than women coaches. I think I only had like 1 or 2 women coaches that I actually got along with or had like a good relationship with. The other ones, yeah. But the men coaches, I always seem to bond better with them. I don't know why, but I just did. Some other goods is traveling. Some of the places I probably would have never went to had I not played. It kept me in shape. That's a good thing. It definitely kept me in shape. It taught me a lot of things. It taught me toughness. It taught me resilience. It taught me not to be a quitter. It taught me to be a team player. I'm able now, with my everyday life, I'm able to get along with other people and personalities and all that good stuff. It taught me a lot of different things. So there were definitely a lot of goods in it. There weren't just all like, okay, everything's bad. No, there were like some really goods, but there were also some bads. I will say that, yeah. Okay, so the bads, I would say, would I say they outweigh the good when it came to basketball? In a sense, I would say. I would say the bads probably did sometimes outweigh the good. So I guess I can say my bads with playing ball was some of the coaches that I had to deal with. I had at least 2 coaches that I know for a fact did not care about what I had going on. Like, they didn't care. One of my last high school coach, I feel like she, I don't know how to say this. I feel like she, in a sense, I don't want to say that she was jealous of me, because you would hope that a grown woman wouldn't be jealous of a 16, 17, 8-year-old kid. But at the same time, you just don't know. I don't know. I feel like she used to like poke at me and just do whatever she could to like make me, I don't know what it was. Like, maybe in her mind, I think she might have thought she was doing good, and she might have thought that she was, motivating me, and she probably thought that would motivate me and make me do better. But I don't think it did the effect that she thought it was going to do. Like, I really don't think she thought, I don't know what she thought, but I just know that there were times where I just felt like this woman like hated me, because she would just say little things. Like, she would be concerned about things that weren't even basketball related. Like, she would be like, oh, like, because at the time, like right now I have 3 piercings, but at the time I didn't have no piercings at the time. I didn't have my ear piercing. I didn't get my first ear piercing until I was 18, after I graduated college. High school. So I don't know. So she would be like, oh, why aren't your ears pierced? Or if I would wear something, why are you wearing that today? Or like my hair, like I've been natural my entire life. Okay. So in high school, I didn't start really taking care of my own hair and doing like natural hairstyles, like braid outs, all that type of stuff, till probably college, but more so after college, because even college I was still busy. So she would always be like, oh, like, why is your hair like this? Mind you, when I was in high school, braids was the most convenient thing for me because I was always on the go. So braids was super convenient. So my natural hair, when I did wear it out, which I did wear it out, but for a lot of times it was in braids. So when I wore it out, I would put it in a puff or something like that, because I didn't really know how to deal with my natural hair like that yet. And it was just convenient. And she would just be like, oh, a puff is the only natural style you can do, right? And I would just be looking at her like, girl, if you don't get out my face. She used to just irritate my soul. She really, really did. And I was so glad when I left her. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was. But it didn't get no better, because my first year coach at my JUCO, junior college, she was hell too. She was hell. She was hell. With her, I felt like she had this expectation for me, and she gave me, I guess I had one shot at this expectation that she had for me, and she might have felt like I didn't get to that expectation. And so she just was like, okay, you're not the expectation that I'm expecting you to be. So with that, I'm going to just push you to the wayside and you're just going to figure it out. And that's how I felt with her. I felt like because I didn't reach whatever expectation the goal that she had for me, she just kind of threw me to the side. And it was kind of like, whatever. And I just felt like she really didn't care, because I don't know. I just felt like she didn't care that hard about me. And, maybe that was just me, but I just really felt like she didn't really care that hard. And, she had an expectation for me. And I guess I didn't meet that expectation that she had for me. And so she just was like, we're going to just push it to the wayside. And the one thing that kind of really made me look at her different was, so I was originally signed with the school out of high school. The school that I was signed with was in Louisiana, right? So that was going to be my 4-year university. So some things happened where some lies were told, and I had to go 2 years to a junior college. And then after that, I would then be able to go to my school in Louisiana. Well, March of 2016, which would have been, the second semester into my freshman year of college, I'm at home because this is after the season. I'm at home, spring break. I'm scrolling on Instagram and I see that my coach that signed me in Louisiana stepped down because he was caught sleeping with a player. So I'm like, okay. So I text my coach and I'm like, hey, did you hear about coach blah, blah? And she texted me back and says, yeah, I've known for a few days. Now, at the time, I didn't think about it, but years later when I reflected, I thought to myself, now, wait a minute. I'm your player, you're my coach. You knew I had a scholarship to this school, and my scholarship had pretty much been non-existent because he was not the coach no more. And I signed up under him. So I'm thinking to myself, don't you think you probably should have gave me a heads up already? Like the fact that I had, I guess in my mind, I was thinking, when was she expecting to tell me this? Like, shouldn't she have told me this, before? Like, why did I have to find out via social media? Like, you're my coach. You should have told me this, I feel like. And maybe it slipped her mind. Maybe it didn't. I just felt like she as a coach should have said something because you knew I didn't have a scholarship no more. So that should have been like, well, dang, let me pull her to the side or pull her to my office and tell her like, hey, you're gonna, your coach is gone, your scholarship is gone. You should have said that, So that made me look at her different. And then I felt like we had this other girl who is still playing to this day, which is great. She was from Senegal. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. She's a great girl. And she was like, she was hurt and there was just things going on with her. She really couldn't play. And so she put more effort into her. Like she made sure this young lady went to a really nice, prestigious, major D1 school. And I felt like she kind of just like made sure I went. She was just kind of like that last month or so of school. She was like trying to make me hurry up and pick a school because I had a few schools calling. And she was just like trying to make me hurry up. And I'm like, you've had years to try to help me get into a better school. Like you could have, if you wanted to, you could have really helped me. And I'm not going to put all of it on her because I know I could have done more as well. But at the same time, I just felt like if you were really this caring coach, if you were really this, I feel like you could have done a little bit more. Because even I remember my teammates, we were talking one day, we were walking from, I forget where we were walking from, and they were like, well, dang, I feel like coach could have helped you get into a better school. And I'm like, not that my school was bad, because no, it wasn't. It was a mid-major, but still D1. But I feel like, because we had girls going to Syracuse, Kentucky, Purdue, University of Oklahoma, we had some big schools. And so I felt like if she really wanted to, she could have really gotten me to get to a bigger and better school. Just saying. But I'm grateful for what I did have. But I just felt like she could have, if she really did care, she would have really done what she needed to do. I just feel like that. But that's just, my opinion. Another thing that I kind of had to deal with at that school was, so another thing that I kind of had to deal with while I was at my junior college was, even though we were winning and we won 2 back-to-back NJCAA championships, I was miserable. Like, I was miserable. Like, we were winning and doing good, and I hated it. Like, I literally hated it. I was miserable as hell. I just, oh my God, I was so miserable because I just felt like I was just there. Like, I felt like I was just there as like a placeholder. And, my coach, she would say little things in front of everybody or do little things in front of everybody to try to make it seem like I was just this. I don't know what she was trying to do. I don't know. I just really felt like she was just trying to do her best to like break me. And she probably wanted to like see how much I could take to see if she could break me in the, okay, I'm ready to go home. But it didn't work. I stuck it out. It was hell. Don't get me wrong. It was straight hell, but I stuck it out. But it was just, it was a lot. It was a lot. I'm not gonna hold you. It was quite a bit. It was tough at times, but it was a lot that I had to deal with sometimes. Like, I remember at one point, I had to give up my room, or I had to give up my side, because we had to share apartments and we shared bedrooms. I had to give up my half of the room to somebody else that came in. She came in our second semester of our sophomore year, and I had to give up my half of the room to let her sleep there. And I had to sleep in the living room. Like, y'all, looking back now, I've been thinking to myself, Ken, why didn't your ass leave? I don't know. I really don't know. I think it was for my teammates. If it wasn't for my teammates, I know I would have left. Had I not also didn't like them either, I would have left. I would have said, what am I staying for? The coach ain't with me. The players ain't fucking with me. Like, why would I stay? You know what I mean? Like, it just didn't make any sense. So I just knew for a fact there was no reason for me to stay. But yeah, I stayed. And like I said, I think my teammates, because I had a solid relationship with them, that really helped me stay and just stick it out. Because Lord knows, if it wasn't for that, I would have probably left and figured it out. I would have figured it out. Okay, so the next thing is the expectation. So when people see me at my height of, once again, 6'6", people immediately are going to assume that you're like Kobe out here, or Shaq out here, or A'ja Wilson, or, Breanna Stewart. They're going to expect you to be this phenomenal player. And if you're not that player, if you're not what they expect you to be, they're going to automatically deem you as sorry, or you're a bad player, or you got this height for nothing, and blah, blah. And it really irritates my soul when people feel, I feel like we shouldn't have expectations of people. We don't know. And unfortunately, when you're given this gift, people assume that you are this certain kind of player, a certain kind of person, and it really does suck. And so I think because a lot of that got to me too, a lot of the pressures of trying to be this great player or being this really good player because I was so tall, because he was just expecting me to be this great player immediately. Like, they didn't care. They was like, oh yeah, you got to be killing it because you're 6 foot this, and yeah. And I think that really got to me at times, because I was like, I had to realize, like, I love the game of basketball, but did I love playing it? No. And it took me a while to kind of realize that and actually say it to myself, because for years I think I was full of myself. And I also think I also played, some years I think I played for other people. Like, I don't think I played for myself. I played because others expected me to play, because people see me now and they say, oh, you must have played sports, or you play sports. And I would always say, yeah. And then they hit you with the, I'm about to say, because if not, that's a waste of height. To me, that is the most ignorantest thing you can say to somebody, because what does that even mean? So you're saying, to me, when I hear that, it sounds like you're saying your height is only good for sports. Like, the great guy upstairs only made you for this purpose. He made all tall people to play the sport. And it's just really ignorant to me who say that, but But yeah, I think the expectations of being this certain player really got to me at times because I thought I had to be like this in order to be considered good or whatever. And so those pressures also really got to me at times. I know they did. They did. They really, really did. And so I guess, yeah, they did. So I guess, I would say, so after I graduated college, or actually before I graduated college, one of my coaches came to me and was like, hey, have you ever thought about doing the overseas route? Because at that time, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life after I graduated college. And so he was like, let's, maybe try the overseas route. So I ended up getting an agent right out of college. And me and him started talking or whatever. And he helped me. He did. Do I feel like he could have done more? Maybe. But also, like I said, I'm not going to put all the blame on everybody because I know there were things that I could have done more. But at the same time, it was like, could I have done more if I actually didn't even love playing the sport? You know what I mean? So, I tried to do the whole overseas thing. Then COVID hit. Then after COVID, I was like, you know what? I was sitting there stressing about what I was going to do, where I was going to play, if I was going to play, if I wanted to play. And it was like every day I was contemplating whether I wanted to play, whether I didn't want to play. I had played for a semi-pro team for a summer or so. And I was just like, y'all, this ain't it. This ain't it. I think I was scared to leave that because basketball was a comfort zone for me. It was something I had known, for years, and I had been doing it for years. And so I think a part of me was like, this is a comfort zone thing. I need to step outside of my comfort zone and do what I really want to do. And I would say around like college, I started really wanting to get into modeling and acting. But I was scared to kind of do that and leave basketball because I was so used to basketball. And plus, I was thinking people gonna see me and be like, so you at your height left basketball to go be a model and to try to act? Are you serious? That's just what I was thinking in my mind. And so I was like, that's what I was thinking, seriously. So I was like, I'm not gonna do it. But then, I don't know, something clicked. The beginning of 2022, something clicked. And I was supposed to have went on this trip to Dominican Republic for some like basketball tournament thing. And I was like, you know what? I was so stressed and so worried about other things. I was like, I don't want to do this no more. So I text my agent. I told him, I said, look, I'm not coming to the Dominican Republic. I need a break from basketball. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff. I've been stressed out, anxiety, this and that. I don't want to do it no more. Or I want to take a break. And I sent him a pretty long message. And he sent back, okay. Don't you hate when you send like don't you hate when you send like a freaking letter to somebody on text message and they give you 1 or 2 words back? Like, really? So I was pissed. But I didn't care no more because I was done. I knew I was done, but I said a break. But I knew I was done. And so I took that break and I was very, very happy to take that break. And I think that break was definitely meant for me to take. Okay? So, well, the break turned into now retired. But I knew I wanted to do that. I knew it was time for me to go. I knew it was time for me to go. I knew it was. So, yeah, I left. And note to self, if you are going to record videos on your phone, make sure you have enough storage. That last video, it just cut me off. Anyways, but yeah, so when I first stopped playing ball, I think I was worried about what others were going to say, how they were going to feel. Because, people now, especially when I was working, especially now that I work like normal, jobs or whatever, Like, people come there and say, oh, why you not on somebody's court? Or why you not doing this and that? And I'm just like, it used to get on my nerves. It used to bother me. But now I could care less. Because people used to always be like, oh, you know, or you'd be like, why you not playing no more? And I'd be like, because I don't want to play no more. And they used to always act like they would get, that they're offended when I'm playing no more. And I'm just like, that's so weird to me. But now I don't care. Okay? I could care less what you have to say about me. If you ask me about did I play sport, I'm gonna tell you, yeah. If you ask me why I'm not playing no more, I don't want to play no more. Or now I tell people I knew basketball wasn't my destiny. That wasn't my calling. You know what I mean? So right now, as of today, my main thing is really getting into acting and modeling. That's what I've been trying to do now for the last, like, seriously, I've been wanting to get into it for like the last year or so. As far as acting, Lord, I need to start taking acting classes. I also kind of want to do voice acting, which is also another thing. So, of course, these things cost money. They're not free. So that's another thing why I got to kind of, figure that part out. And then as far as modeling goes, I've just been applying to as many agencies as possible. Well, not as possible. I just try to apply to a few agencies a week. At one point I was applying to like way too many. It was stressing me out. So now I apply to like 1 or 2, maybe 3 a week. And just kind of like, figure it out. But yeah, so my face is greasy. But yeah, I'm just, trying to figure everything out and just enjoying the journey and realizing that, what's meant for me will find me, or I will find it, and I'm not worried, whatsoever. So with that being said, that kind of concludes my video and as to why I decided to leave basketball and start really realizing what it is that I wanted to do. So of course, feel free to comment, and also feel free to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video.